Alright guys, today we are going to do a simple upgrade to your Intermountain ES44AC or 44DC locomotives that will make the sound a lot better. Basically, Intermountain put a cheap half-watt speaker in here. We're going to upgrade that speaker to a Railmaster Hobby speaker. So first thing to do is you have to get it out of the shell, and you remove the shell just by simply prying open the radiator. Be careful not to break anything, pull it off. This speaker will be in there this way in a little casing. You can pull the speaker out of the casing by getting a little jeweler screwdriver in there. And then once the speaker's out, we're going to solder just enough to loosen these wires up here. I almost need 2 hands, 3 hands for this. Basically what I'm trying to do is pull this wire off. Like so. Leave a little solder on there, that's perfect. Like so. There's the second one. Now that speaker's off. Now, what we have here is a Railmaster Hobby speaker. And we're going to install this speaker. It is a DSM-8 speaker. It'll cost you about $12.50 plus shipping. And it looks like this. It's got its own baffle. And what we're going to do is install this and then put it face down. Now, to install, the experts will tell you the best thing to do is heat shrink, but I am lazy and I hate heat shrink because I have to deal with it at work. So I'm going to just solder these wires on directly, and then I'm going to cover it up with painter's tape. It does not take any sort of special skill really to put on a speaker. What you will want to do though is make sure that you've got a good connection and something to cover that connection up with so you don't have a short or a fire or something like that. So this wire's already got solder on it, so I'm going to go ahead and try to solder these 2 wires together. I don't do things very traditionally. You know, expert model railroaders may cringe when they see me working on something. 2 reasons for that. A, I'm still kind of a new guy, and B, I don't like spending a lot of time on stuff. So I want to get the job done effectively, but not go through a huge painstaking process. Because after all, these locomotives, they run around our layouts. They don't go, you know, out in outer space or on a highway or anything like that. So as long as the connection's good enough to run around your layout, unless you shipped them a lot or something, there's really no reason to go crazy with it. I mean, heat shrink tube's not crazy, but I'm just saying that's one of the reasons why I don't use heat shrink tube, because I just don't care. Alright, so now put a little solder on this. Looks like it's going on my soldering iron more than it is the metal. Another thing you guys may notice, I'm super jittery. It runs in the family. I don't know why. It's part of the reason why I don't do DCC installations very much, because you see how jittery I am. So those 2 connections are made, tested out by simply powering on the layout. I shut my other locomotive up so it doesn't make noise. And as you can see, the connection's there and it's good. Let's go ahead and listen to the sounds. I will compare it with the old sounds of the other speaker. So you can see there, it sounds way better. I'll install it in the locomotive, get everything up top, do a quick time lapse, and we'll wrap us up. Alright, we've got everything closed up. Speakers facing down, that's the best way to put it. I've closed it up. A couple things I have adjusted on the CVs is CV112, I switched to 3, which puts the air compressor cycle on auto. You can also put number 1 in there, which I think will keep that thing on. It'll do something, I'm not sure. But it creates more sounds in the locomotive. The air compressor, radiator fans, things like that. Also, volume's maxed out to CV255 from the master volume, and the horn volume, which is CV129, is maxed out to 255. So let's go ahead and show you what the old sounds like in the regular factory installed speaker right now. And now we're going to show you what the new speaker sounds like right now. You can hear that air compressor going off there, and I don't know if you can pick up the sound difference in the video, but it is a difference, and it's really worth the upgrade of $12.50 for the DSM-8 speaker. And this speaker is from Railmaster Hobbies. That's www.railmasterhobbies.com. It's an 8 ohm bass reflex speaker. You want the DSM-8, which is 18 by 53 by 14 millimeters. Now, a couple things I didn't mention. One, you need to cut off the edges of the speaker to make it fit. All you'll have left is this little piece here on each end. So you cut those off. Those are mounting brackets, and you install the speaker face down, then you put the radiator back on. I know a lot of you may get upset that I didn't heat shrink my connections. I don't care. I use painter's tape. That's what I do. That's how I roll. Everybody's got their own way of doing it. They want a more steady, better connection. You know, it could go through a tornado. Fine for you. Do it your way. Other than that, the only thing going on my layout is I did pick up a couple of locomotives, actually 3 locomotives. One's not even out of the box yet. I picked up a SD40-2 from Broadway Limited with Paragon Sound. Picked up this Challenger, Athearn Challenger. It's a 4664 3985. I already have one, but an MTH, but I wanted a Challenger and an Athearn because they have the correct fuel tender or the oil tender in the back. The one from MTH has coal. If you look over there, I also picked up a 8-40CW from Bachmann, so that's pretty cool. For being so cheap, it was really not a bad deal. It's a BNSF, and I don't have any war bonnets. I wanted a war bonnet, so it's a good way to do it is just to get a cheap one. So that's from Bachmann. I was at a train show. A guy wanted 110 bucks. I picked this one up on eBay for 50, shipped. So pretty cheap. So that's about it. We did talk about bullying recently, so watch out. Bullying is a big problem, but I will put a link on my video to a friend of mine that's been a friend since 6th grade. He's taught me everything I know about martial arts. He is an awesome guy, and he will teach you on his videos how to kick butt, and he's just starting these videos. If you're having bullying problems, I don't suggest violence, but I do suggest that you know how to defend yourself. He's a black belt in judo, jiu-jitsu, and he really knows his stuff. This guy is built like a brick wall, and he's taught me everything I know about self-defense. and I can handle myself, let me just put it that way. But check him out, YouTube user Great Bear 1982. I'll put a link for that as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope this install of the speaker helped you out, and we'll see you next time.